Hello, welcome. This video tonight is just called V-Day Din Din. There's a lot happening. Okay, we're gonna do beef Wellington. It's a classic. I'm doing it a little bit different because I don't feel like making a fucking crepe to do it. I'm gonna try to do everything in like this one frying pan you see back here. I'm trying to do as much of it as I possibly can in that. I have already done a shit ton of prep, so this video is not 3.5 hours long. Trying to think. The bread tonight is going to be, I saw a video where they did crescent rolls and they put like diced roasted red tomatoes and cheese and some like spinach inside of it. And I was like, that looks really good actually, because roasted red pepper and spinach go really well together. So, and we're doing something called fondant potatoes, where they're actually like pan fried then baked. They're pretty big, so I'll walk you guys through all that as well. And some roasted carrots and a red wine sauce to go with everything. So I guess let's get started. So first things first, the one thing I forgot to prep, and y'all can't really see it, but I have one of those plastic containers of spinach and arugula. I am just running my knife through it a bunch of times. Nothing fancy. I like the blend because arugula has a little bit of a peppery taste to it. But I'm going to cook this down. And this is going to go into the, this is going to go into our bread. So here's 1,007 pans I'm going to be using tonight. Oven is currently preheating to 425. My pan, put that there. Let's get the red wine sauce started. The true red wine. Hot. I'm going to put about a cup of wine in there. I'm going to put this literally on the back burner. Let's get that out the camera angle. And turn it on with medium high. And once that has reduced down to about 1/4 of what it is, we're going to add some water and beef stock. I'm going to use beef stock cubes because it's way fucking cheaper. So, but let's get this pan going here. A little bit of oil for the pan. Okay, first thing first, the spinach is going to go in here. Spinach and arugula mix, and it's going to cook down once the pan gets nice and hot. Over here in my stand mixer, I have 3 large portobello caps and 1 large diced shallot, salt, pepper, and some of my roasted garlic butter. I'm going to blitz it till it's almost nothing. Okay, that's looking good. Let's push these down the sides here. Because you essentially want to make a paste out of this. You can do this by hand if you have an extra 4.5 hours. I highly recommend getting a food processor. If it's not breaking down as much as you like, you can always add just a little bit of wine. There's a hole right here on the top. Using Chardonnay, just a smidge. that go for just a minute. Go, looking good. Push these sides down again. And one more good blitz. That's in there. Gonna cut lemon just to help season this up a little bit and get rid of some of that bitter green taste. And give it a little bit of flavor. Oopsie. You are lemon seed. Get the fuck out of my food. There we go. Okay. So, hello everybody. This is about done. Once it is very sufficiently wilted, but before it starts to change color, remove it from the heat completely because you want to keep the color. I just wanted to wilt it down. So we're going to drain all that off in just a second. So these to over here because I don't have enough room in my kitchen to do everything I want to do. So, spare pan here, quick wipe, quick rinse, just to get all that spinach flavor out. You can, of course, use multiple pots and pans. I'm trying not to do that. How's the wine looking? Okay, you're condensing well. You are back on there. A little bit more oil in here. And in goes what is known as a dessert. This is French term for like a mushroom puree. And again, in here is just mushrooms, shallots, salt, pepper, a little bit of wine to help move things along. I prefer Chardonnay when I'm doing this. I've done it with the red wine before, like cooked it in the red wine. Didn't really care for that. But there's going to be plenty of red wine in with this too. So, no. You want this on kind of a high heat because right now it is very liquidy and we want to get rid of all of that liquidity. Okay. Oil is going to help that not stick. There's also the garlic in here from my roasted garlic butter. So hello Jeanette, hello Michael, Aaron. Who else did I miss? Oh, Roxanne. Hey, Roxanne. Hey, Indy. Roxanne, I am making Valentine's Day dinner for Joshua. What that is we're doing beef Wellington tonight with spinach and roasted red pepper pinwheels, a red wine reduction sauce, and some, there's some thyme in here. And some roasted carrots. I bought dessert because this is fucking enough cooking for one night. So I'm gonna get a little bit of my rosemary butter as well. Just a little bit, not a super bunch. Yeah, this needs to cook down for about 5 minutes or so. Hey babe, Hoover starts her new job tomorrow. He said awesome, sounds good. What? He said congrats. So, this is the part that's going to take just a couple minutes. Because essentially, it would take less time, but because I added the wine to it, that's actually added more liquid. So, I got to get the liquid out now. But you just keep giving it a good stir. Get around the edges. You get those little bits that stick to the edge of the pan. That's all flavor. Mix that shit back in. Don't waste it. So, but everything is cooking right now as well. Let's check on the wine. Nope, still pretty strong. Where are my beef stock cubes? Let's get out 6 of those. I do love the beef stock cubes. Oh, people are talking. A new person. Hello, hello. She said thanks. Okay. Now, fondant potatoes are a whole different thing. Essentially, here they are. You take potatoes, you shave them down, you cut them in half until they're all about the same, like size, height, width, kind of thing, so they all cook evenly. I've got 4 of them here because 2 is plenty. We're going to, in this pan, once it's done, we're going to add some oil to the pan. We're going to sear the potatoes off for just a few minutes. And then we're going to flip them over, sear like another 2 or 3 minutes, add a little bit of the water with some beef stock to it. We're going to add some with our roasted garlic and the rosemary butter. I'm going to baste everything so it's nice and yum yum. Then we're going to put the pan in the oven. And that's where the pan will sit for the next like 25 minutes. 25, 30 minutes. We'll check and see. If the stock that's still in the pan starts drying out, add another splash if your potatoes aren't done yet. So, yeah. Oh, this smells so fucking good. Wine. Nope, still not there. Again, I don't have the wine on high because I kind of want to do it a little bit slower. Need this some more. So. After this, when this comes out and goes into another bowl to cool, once it's like a thick paste, what we're going to do is get the steak in here. Get that nice and seared off. You can go ahead and start prepping that steak now. This is filet mignon. I did get the expensive shit. Angus, blah, blah, blah. So, did I just? No, okay. Thought I flung some of the duxelle, and then it hits me in the shirt. Fun. Out of the pan, but I did not. Then I did. So, if you still got a couple little bits of like shallot or whatever in here, it's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. But you want the steam to pretty much stop. Like, see? That sound needs to be less. Because it's going to take on a lot of the moisture. Because we're going to wrap this whole thing in puff pastry. Then we're going to bake it all off. And that moisture is not going anywhere once it gets inside. And we don't want it to be super juicy. Because the steak's going to give us plenty of juice. We're also going to brush the steak with some closest thing I can do to English mustard, which is Dijon mixed with some horseradish. Put that on when the steak's nice and hot. and it will give you an amazing flavor. Just brush that shit on there. Oh shit, forgot to add the shallots to the wine. There's a few shallots. Yeah. Okay. This is starting to stick to the pan. It's telling me it's almost done. This is normally the part where I tell you to deglaze the pan, but then you're adding more liquid, and that's something I don't want to do. So, yeah, there we go. That's looking good. Almost there. I don't want it to burn, so I'm kind of keeping it moving around at this point. So, thank you, Jeanette. Love you. Are y'all still in Kentucky? I'm going to check on dinner here. You can take care. Thank you, Roxanne. There we go. That all out of there. Okay. Add some water to this. And deglaze the pan, because all of this is about to go down the sink. As much as I hate it, because this is just pure flavor, I'm essentially throwing away. I don't want to have to wash 48 pans tonight. So, yeah. Put that rag over there. Okay. All right. Boom. That's done. Get a plate for our steak. A little more oil in the pan. Liberally salt and pepper your steak. Okay, the wine has reduced. Add some water. Some beef stock cubes. I'm going to add 4, so I really want to have a deep flavor. If you have actual beef stock, you can of course use that. I recommend using that because it lasts. It does not last as long as these, because these have no moisture in them and a good bit of salt. All right, those are in. I just had tacos. Here we go. Yep. Let me do this side of the steak as well. Here's the thing, we're not cooking this in the pan for too long. Just going to give it about a minute on each side to get a good sear on it. I want this essentially what's known as pretty much like almost blue rare. Like between rare and blue rare, because we're going to cook some more in the oven when it goes in on the puff pastry and everything. So I just want to get a good sear on to get all those juices nice and trapped in. Get my brush here. My mustard mixture. I love these fucking rolls. Yeah, get the edges. Like we're letting the steak, the flavor of the steak kind of shine on its own, but we're also kicking everything else up a notch or two. Yeah, I had my door open, thank God. It's off the heat completely. Hey, Caroline. Sear all the edges, get all that juice in. Looks amazing. Okay, that's there. Okay. Calm that pan down some. A quick wipe. Okay, now that it's sufficiently foggy in here, pan back on. This is trash. Put this in my spinach container. Rag so I can start getting all this out. Get as much juice as I can out of the spinach. If you have frozen, by all means, like I bought this specifically for this, so I like the taste of the fresh stuff better. Okay. Now, back in some oil. Turn the heat down a little bit. We're going to put these cut and dried potatoes on here. You don't want to have too much water get into it, because at that point it can cause it to bubble up and start steaming. You don't want it to steam, at least not yet. You want to get that outside looking good first. Take our horseradish and Dijon mixture here. Paint the steak. Like, paint it well. Get all the little nooks and crannies. Okay. Now we're going to flip it over. Don't be an asshole. So that I can paint it again. Now, if your potatoes are nice and dry, they will start to get color on them, which is what you want, like top and bottom. Oh, shit. I can grab this. I can actually show you. Shit. Yeah. See? That's what you're going for. So I'm going to give those about another minute. Then I'll flip them over. And at that point, we are going to remove the oil as best we can with some paper towels and our tongs. Have our steak here resting beautifully. Our dessert, getting close to a temperature where we can actually use it. So I think these will be better for grabbing that. Yeah. Grab the taters, give them a flip. Now, we're going to let them cook for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to hit them with some more flavor options. There's going to be some water, some more of our beef stock over here. Yeah, that is turned down. You're browning kind of fast. So we turn it down some more. So I think I'm done with this at this point. I'm getting a call. I don't know who you. Unknown name from Lexington. Nope. Don't know you. Don't talk to me. I don't know nobody in Lexington. Well, I do. Nobody I really want to talk to. And if it's an unknown name, I don't know how the hell you got my number in the first place. Like 1 more minute on those. Because you want that golden, like, brown around both sides. They look kind of like scallops, honestly. So. Yeah, Chef John from Food Wishes made the joke like he wished he could have named these because these look way more like scalloped potatoes than the actual fucking scalloped potatoes. So, take these out just for a second. Get in with our paper towel. Get up as much of that oil as we can. Okay, now back in. Take it off the heat to do this. Add a little more water. Again, we're stretching those beef stock cubes. We're going to use them. We're using them right now too. Add a good meaty flavor to the potatoes. I'm also going to hit them with some of my garlic butter and some of my rosemary butter. I ate too much. Just get all nice and melted. Let everything get to know each other. Because we just essentially upgraded the hell out of our butter. That's what we did. Or out of our oil. The oil did its job, so now we want to let these things do their jobs. Spoon it over the top, give it the best chance as it can for as much flavor as possible. Now, at this point, there's not really a whole lot of seasoning in here, so I'm going to make the water kind of salty. Just so we can keep it going. Okay. Butter's all melted. This goes into the oven uncovered for about 25 minutes or so. Now, let's get our plastic wrap. Because, do I even need this? No, I'm good. I got this. Puff pastry. It is your friend. The fact that it comes in 2 sheets wrapped in the same damn bag is not your friend. So I can never use 2 of these at once. Always just one. It's damn near impossible to get it out of the bag without destroying the bag. So, come on. Oh, God. Oh, you're done. Turn you off. Had a berry moment just to hop on. Okay, here we go. Now, since we are working with pastry, I'm going to put a little bit of flour down on my clean work surface here. so it doesn't stick. If you want to make your own puff pastry, feel free. I have made my own puff pastry before. It was great. It took me all goddamn day. I put this stuff in the refrigerator last night. So, yeah. Okay. Now, we've got our sheet of puff pastry. Also coming over here. We got our prosciutto. Love prosciutto. It's so good. So good, so salty. Check on this. This is about where I want it to be. So, hit it with garlic and the rosemary butters. Swirl it around off the heat. And it'll make you a nice, thick, chunky as fuck sauce. Which is fine, because I'm going to strain this before I serve it. Just want to get the flavors all in there. Test this, see what it tastes like. I'm gonna cook a little bit more. It's a little bit thick. Okay. Puff pastry, down. Once you get our mushrooms, smear it on. Leave you a good edge, but smear the stuff on. When you do this at home, I highly suggest you actually put the mushrooms aside like earlier. Maybe spread them out, or spread them out, put them in the freezer or something. Get them as cold as possible. So, can y'all hear that dog barking? Yeah, our blaring music neighbors have moved out, and ones with the little yappy dog moved in. Yeah, good times. One piece for you. This stuff is trying to be an asshole. Lay it out. Lay it out. I'm gonna do about 5 pieces. Should be good. Yeah, this is not a cheap dinner. It's not a difficult dinner. Like, anybody can do this. Just follow the steps. Follow the process. For what it's worth, I'm 90% sure I was supposed to put the prosciutto down, then the cell, but what's happened. So we're just going to move on. Put our steak right there in the center. If you notice the plate here, there's not really that whole lot of juice on it because they're still in the steak, which is what we want. Fold over. over. I'm gonna pinch my edges shut, the seams there. Chop off the edges with a knife very carefully. This is directly on my counter. Okay. That's done. Now, this goes onto the pan. I'm going to flip it over. Right there. Pinch these edges together. Kind of twist and tuck them in as best I can. If it leaks a little bit, it leaks a little bit. We're gonna move on from that. Like we got more things to worry about. There's literally nothing right there. Put that in there for just a few minutes. Get our eggs. Actually, okay, I've already got the other thing of puff pastry. Crescent rolls are essentially puff pastry, so we're doing this. Oh, crescent rolls like the bastardized version of puff pastry. Flour down. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, let's get started on this. Let's get our spinach and arugula, which interestingly enough, that entire box of spinach arugula blend, once it's done cooking down, fits in my hand. So we're gonna sprinkle, get all that on there. Spread this all out. You want to leave a little lip at the edge. But spread that out. Get our roasted red peppers, which we've been kind of draining. I just chopped up a jar, or about half a jar. And we're gonna get the cheese. This I actually got for free through Ibotta. It's Grand Reserve Premium Sharp Cheddar from Canada. It's like $4 for a quarter pound. So, let's see how it tastes. I haven't opened it yet. I bought it just to do this dish. Oh my God. Fuck me. Oh. I feel like it needs to be on a charcuterie board or something. Yeah, this isn't a good shredding cheese. This is just crumbling everywhere. But that's fine. I'll smear it out with my hands. Make sure everything's nice and even. Dry my hands better. Let's have a timer for the potatoes. Let's check on this. Let's see how they open. Looks really good. I'm gonna flip them real quick. just to help, like, you know, facilitate heat distribution and this, that, and the other. Come on, flip, you bitch. See, now I'm messing this one up because it won't flip. Oh, it's flipped. You want to be like him? You gonna flip? Okay, those look good. Looks good. Now, I'm just gonna roll the puff pastry like towards me. I'm gonna try to get it as tight as I can while keeping as much as I can inside. Okay. You're done. Okay. 2 bowls. 1 egg wash. And the other 2 egg yolks. Separate this. Break off. There we go. I have another. Yes, I do. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Beat that, and now just beat the yolks together. Get out that bit. Get out. There we go. Okay. Now, trash. So I'm trying to clean as I go too. Essentially, we're just gonna give this a quick egg wash. Just from the outside. You can trim the edges here if they're sticking out a little bit. I'm just going to wash them. We're going to break into this as we go. There we go. Give me just a second. I've got to get some of this shit out of my way. There's way too much stuff in front of me right now and I can't concentrate. There's the shells. Let's go. Trash, 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 trash. There. You're a bowl, you're not trash. Okay, that is so much better. Carrots, super simple, y'all. Gonna take, oh, you're not a good kid. 2 or 3 carrots. We're just gonna chop the shit out of them. That's all we're gonna do. Get rid of the tops, rid of the tails. Oops. these a good wash. I'm also trying to cut these all about the same size. It's very hard with carrots just because they tend to do what they want when they fucking grow. Actually, put these in this bowl. I'll put on the same things I can, can't I? Yeah. Scrape out the rest of this horseradish Dijon. That bowl. Mix it around in here so we get it all nice and coated. Any more of the... No. Shit. These are garlic butter. That's fine. A little salt. A little pepper. A little oil. Cool. Mix all that up together. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. That's on there. What's going in there? Oh no. Fuck it. My carrots on this side of the pan. Just take about the same amount of time. All these flavors go well together. So if a little bit of leakage happens, it's not going to be the end of the world. Oh, carrots and cheese. I don't know. That is good. Mm. Are you going to close with that right there? Yeah, you are. Okay. Uh-oh. My taters are looking like they're trying to dry out. Yeah. Oh, those look so good. Check see if they're done. Take a knife so you can get through it. I cannot. These are not done. So... splash of water, a little swizzle, swizzle, swizzle. And you going back in. See, not done. Now, beef Wellington. I'm gonna brush with the egg yolk. Do your best trying to have any drip down the sides or anything, because it'll hit your pan and just kind of make like a scrambled egg thing. Still delicious, but you know. Oh well, see what I just said don't do just happened. So we're moving on. Because of all the things it is, that ain't the end of the world. Okay. Finish this with my super flaky sea salt that I got from the Murray River. That was $7 for a quarter of a pound. That's what I use for breads and everything all the time. So cool. All right, and this is ready to go in. Okay. Hello, Amber. Hello, James. I did not even see y'all come in. I'm so sorry. All right. Carrots in, bread in, demi-glaze, or red wine sauce. Done. The kitchen is a fucking mess. And now, I need cigarettes. Hey Google, set a timer for 20 minutes.
Sure, 20 minutes. And that's starting now.
I will check it before that, of course. Make sure once you pull the beef Wellington out and give it about 5-10 minutes just to kind of sit there and rest, because that way the meat can soak the juices back in, because it's trying to push them all out right now due to heat expanding, blah, 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 blah. So I don't need to explain basic physics to you, but yeah, if I do, that's why. So, yes, I am going to go start the dishwasher, get some of this cleaned up, and I will see y'all later. Picture will, of course, be down below. Sorry this was so long. Oh, but I pretty much got Valentine's Day dinner sorted in an hour kind of thing. So not really too mad about that, honestly. Yeah.